Today I'm going to be talking about how the modern day church is preparing you for the Antichrist by making you lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, and how they're preaching a deceptive message. But before I talk about this a little bit more in detail, I'm going to go now to incorporate bodybuilding. I'll be building a body when the temple of God is truly empowering a journey with Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That's why I like to incorporate them both inside my videos. So if you clicked on this video, God is right here to hear this message today. So make sure you guys stick around because I'm going to be diving a bit more into the message after the workout. But feel free to skip ahead and the timestamps below so I put them there for you guys. If not, stick around, enjoy the Torah workout montage, and I'll see you guys after. So enjoy.
God rewards men who attack the world. That's why it's so important to take action in all things. Action solves all. It is a mindset. You have to go and get things. You have to show that you deserve them. Even in mating, men go get the woman. Men go get money. Men go take land. Men go. We go and happen to the world. The world doesn't happen to us.
If you lose, you deserve to lose because you didn't take action. If you take action, you will win. If you actually try your best, you can't lose. If you genuinely try your best all of the time, all day, every day, it's impossible to lose. If you want it the most, you can have it. God is watching and he rewards those who want it the most. That is the secret. You cannot fail if you try your best. So if you don't have the car you want, the woman you want, the house you want, you haven't been trying your best. Because I guarantee you the second you do, you'll have all of it.
Oh, but I need time to myself. Oh, but it's the evening. Or, it's hyper competitive. There's a guy in Islamabad who'll do your job.
Alright, what's up guys? Just finished the workout. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little bit of workout montage and inspired you to get in the gym as well as starting a journey and building the temple of God with Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And today's actually Friday. This video will be coming on Saturday, but happy Fear Friday, guys. Definitely something to look forward to, and give a shout out to my boy Hitler. So moving into the topic of the day is going to be the modern day church of preparing you for the Antichrist. And I have here number one, making you lovers of pleasure is the church's goal right now. And I have about a verse from 2 Timothy 3:1-5 that says, understand this, that in the last days there will come terrible times of difficulty. For people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to the parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness but denying its power. Avoid such people. So a little breakdown of this verse of 2 Timothy 3:1-5 that describes the peerless conditions and sinful behaviors that will characterize people in the last days, which according to the New Testament began with Jesus' ministry and will conclude with his return. The passage warned of a world filled with self-centered, materialistic, proud, and abusive people who are disobedient, ungrateful, unholy, and lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, while outwardly appearing godly but denying its power. The core message is a stark deception of human moral depravity and call to avoid associating with such individuals. So if you guys are aware, you're perspicacious, and you're very aware of what's going on around you, can just communicate with people on a daily basis, you're going to see that a lot of these traits that I just talked about in this Bible verse and in the breakdown as well, follows and bleeds into this society that we're living in nowadays. A lot of people have a lot of these traits, and people are lovers of money and lovers of pleasure. People don't really care about doing anything hard. Everybody is so focused on instant gratification. Nobody could really focus on anything long term, any long term goals. Everybody's so focused on that short term goal, that gratification. And a lot of younger people are disobedient to their parents. I've seen some kids that are very demonic, very dark, and it gets passed down from the parents. And you guys have to be aware of there's going to be good, there's going to be evil, and you have to be aware that there's a lot of evil in this generation right now, and I could see it with the discernment that God has given me, and it's in our kids right now, it's in the children, and then there's going to be good children, but there's going to be bad children. You guys got to be aware of this, that these demonic spirits and these individuals is just the Antichrist spirit, and this is just because we're in the last days. We have to be aware, and just know that this is a part of what is going on in society, and it's part of what is supposed to happen biblically, and we have to align with the people that we agree with, what we look up to, and align with their views, their aspirations, and try and follow in a good mindset, a good positive role model, but we should be mainly focusing on Jesus and trying to replicate him, because that's what our goal is as Christians, as followers of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. We don't want to fall into being lovers of pleasure, because once you fall into that pit, in that hole, you're never gonna get out of it. And a lot of people deal with this nowadays. They're not willing to get in the gym. It's hard to come and show up to the gym and start working out, actually build that body. And the gym is honestly the fun part. The nutrition is where it comes down to with that. And a lot of people don't want to eat healthy. A lot of people don't want to take the time out their day to buy different types of groceries. They don't want to change their habits. I made a video about that. If you want to go check it out, it's called Atomic Habits video, something like that, where I talk about how one little habit, one small change a day will actually help you over a long period of time to help you to possibly change your diet, whatever you're trying to change in life. So if you want to go check that out, go check that video. It's going to be the Atomic Habits video I made. It should be somewhere couple videos behind this one you're watching right now if you want to go check that one out, to help you to change some daily habits in your life, to possibly switch up your nutrition, or even just start getting to the gym. It's little things like that over a long period of time that help you drastically and change your life for the better. So moving on here, number 2 is going to be a message for false pastors. So Jeremiah 23:1-4, that says, "Woe to you shepherds who are destroying and scattering the sheep of my pasture, declares the Lord. Therefore this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says to the shepherds who tend my people, because you have scattered my flock and driven them away, have not bestowed care on them, I will bestow punishment on you for the evil you have done, declares the Lord. I myself will gather the remnant of the flock out of all the countries where I have driven them, and will bring them back to the pasture. Will they be fruitful and increase in number? I will place shepherds over them and will tend them, and they will no longer be afraid or terrified, nor will there be any missing, declares the Lord." The Lord breakdown is about the wicked shepherds, basically wicked pastors, wicked teachers. God issues a woe against the neglect shepherds, kings and priests, who have scattered and destroyed God people instead of caring for them. And also divine reckoning. These corrupt leaders will be held accountable by God for the actions and neglect of the people's welfare. Unfortunately, there's a lot of false pastors nowadays in the churches, and I honestly recommend I can make a whole video about this, but it's just a smaller portion about this. I'll probably make a video soon about, why you should not, you actually should genuinely stop going to church nowadays, and honestly just be led by Jesus, building that one-on-one relationship with him. It's going to get you far further in your journey with him than going to church. The church is going to hold you back. You're going to learn a few things there. I mean, you might have to go through it. God might want you to go through it if you have a high calling. But I'd say for the average person, stay away from church and just build that one-on-one relationship with God. But I've experienced recently that there's a lot of false teachers nowadays, and they're saying one thing, doing another. And I could see, God had given me visions about church I was going to, and how there was just full of monsters, full of wickedness, full of darkness in there. And I was going there, and it was deception. The angel comes as a form of light, so I was kind of being deceived. I didn't know it because I was a fool, but I had to become wise to possibly share this knowledge and share this wisdom with you to help you if you're in that position that I was once in. So I don't want people to end up in a situation like that. It was bad, and I hope people are able to watch this video if God has led you here and say, hey, I think I should step away from this church for a little bit, like I did, as an act of faith to build my relationship with God. Because I realized you don't have to go to church to do anything. Church is just bullshit nowadays. It's a bunch of garbage. I mean, the churches I've gone to, it's a bunch of bullshit, and a lot of the pastors are fucking effeminate, weak, fat, overweight. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't even know God, and God doesn't know them. They're serving the world. They're serving the enemy, and God has shown me that He doesn't know a lot of these people, and they're going to the pit where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. I hope that if God has led you here, you're like, wow, I really need to take a step back, build my relationship with God. Go and buy a Bible, or ask your mom or dad for a Bible, or your brother or sister for a Bible, maybe a cousin. Say, hey, God, I borrow your Bible. I think I'm gonna take a step back from the church for stop going for a week, stop going for a month. Just take a little break to build out. But you gotta really dial in with God. You can't just step away and not really focus on Jesus or anything. You guys have to focus on Him every single day. Every morning I wake up, I have my morning routine with Jesus. I really get in the spirit. I try and build that one-on-one with Him. I read my Bible every single day. But that's for me. I'm not trying to tell you guys. Everybody's got to have a different relationship. Everybody's got to have a different thing they do in the morning with God. Mine's going to be different from yours, as I always say, because everybody's relationship is different. But I'm telling you right now, step away from the church. There's so many false pastors, and it's a deep rabbit hole they go down. I don't have a lot of information or anything, but I just know the basics of it. God has shown me that people need to step away. Once they're fully waking up to the realities of this world, and majority of these churches are paid off and they support Israel. So you're supporting a genocide and the killing of kids, and many more dark things that they don't really tell you about. That's all I have for you guys today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe down below, share this video with someone that you think needs to hear this message today, and I'll see you guys to the next one. So have a beautiful Fear Friday, and I'll see you guys. Have a beautiful, blessed day in Jesus' name. Peace.